The modern man has a huge problem. He is stuck in the habitual cycle of watching porn, masturbating, and even going out and seeing sex workers, whether that be with, OnlyFans, escorts, or even going out to massage parlors. And it's getting to the point where you'll be considered weird if you don't have any of these sexual vices. So, due to this, the modern man is screwed in his dating and relational life. And you see it all the time. Men are at all-time lows when it comes to trying to go out and get, real genuine intimacy and get relationships. Men are struggling. And it's because how can you have, the confidence in yourself or be able to spread the light that is inside you to other people if you are living this shady double life? So in today's video, we're going to be covering the solution to this common problem and get perfect clarity on how to go from the point from being stuck in this addictive cycle to having, real, genuine intimacy that every man biologically craves. Let's dive in. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Coach Josh, founder of Purpose Over Pleasure, and it is my God-given purpose to help men quit from all of their sexual vices so they can get the real, genuine intimacy and connection that they deep down truly want. Now, let's talk solutions here, right? Because like we said, the modern man has an issue. And the first step in getting clean is by, getting clean, not doing these things. And you do that by overcoming your urges with an actionable prevention strategy. So, to escape the cycle that most men are with the habitual porn, masturbation, compulsive cruising, or even going out and seeking sex workers, to be able to start to do that, you need to have a solid game plan. So, most guys, it's very interesting because what happens initially early on with them is it's a very, very tough battle. They are fighting themselves. They are repressing a side of them that genuinely wants to go and act out because it gets a need met. So look at it this way. So if the guy were to go and act out, he would sit in pain, right? If he's doing all these sexual vices, he's experiencing shame, he's experiencing guilt, he's experiencing, a lot of negative emotions. His self-esteem is lowered. And because of that, his productivity goes down. It's hard to connect with people. It's hard to go out into the dating world and have success. And even in people who are in relationships, it's hard to really, feel confident in there because you're living this double life. So that's the pain if you're going to continue to go and act out. But let's look at the flip side of that. Let's look at what happens to the guy when he says, okay, that was my last time. I'm not doing that again. This hurts. This area of my life needs to stop. So he commits to it. But look what happens. Even though that he's committing to change and committing to a better life and to, get all the benefits of recovery, he is still sitting in pain. Why? Because he's fighting his body. He's fighting these biological urges. His body's like, no, this is getting a need met. You're finding escape from any pain that might be happening of inadequacy, any insecurities about your own life. You're not going to stop. You're going to continue to go. And they're fighting. They're battling themselves and actually going to war with themselves. So now they might not be feeling the pain of the shame and guilt and all the downsides of acting out, but now they're feeling the pain of actually holding this energy and not going and acting out. And it's interesting that happens because men, it doesn't matter which side they commit to, they experience pain on either the recovery side or in the, acting out chaotic cycle. So what can you do to stop that, right? Because you want to get to the point where it becomes effortless. It becomes easy. You don't really have to put too much willpower or effort into it, and you're experiencing the benefits of recovery, but not any of the downsides of having to fight against your body and just repress that side of you. So the solution of that is pretty simple. You need to get your body to actually work with you rather than against you. So how do you do that? So to resolve this internal war that is going on inside of most men when they first initially try to recover, you need to take a different approach rather than repressing it or just going to war with yourself. You need a compromise so your body can actually work with you rather than against you. So here's a simple 3-step framework. The first step is to understand where the pain agent is coming from. What is going on? Why do you want to go and act out? So for example, It could be because you feel inadequate because your relational life or your dating life isn't going well and you just want to escape from that pain. So once you get an understanding of that, you say, okay, that's what's going on. I feel inadequate. What can I do with that? Right? That's the first step. The second step is to find the core good in what your body is really searching for. So, what that would look like is okay, I feel inadequate. I understand why this is going on. I understand what I want to escape from. Now you can try to find the core good in what your body really wants. And what that can be is what my body is searching for right now is just the ability to connect with the woman, the ability to go out and have an abundant dating life. I want to also just be in a better mood. I'm sitting in this pain and it's uncomfortable and I want to escape from that. So, what my body really wants is two things: one, to be in a better mood, and two, to get the real, genuine intimacy that I'm looking for. And if that's the case, let's take action to go do those things. Because that is what your body deep down genuinely wants. It's just trying to find an escape and find, some form of pleasure in a different way. So what you might be feeling is for you to go and act out, but what your body genuinely wants is much, much different. So once you go for the first step of realize what's going on, so maybe you feel inadequate, realize what your body really wants, which is just real, genuine intimacy and also to be in a better mood. Then you can start to use a little bit of self-talk and then reframe the entire situation so you can get what you actually want by taking action. So what that will look like is like, okay, I want to be in a better mood. I want to get, real, genuine, relationships and be able to spread this light to other people. And if that's the case, I'm going to go take action to go do so. And the first step of that is by actually getting clean. And once you kind of say these things and kind of come from this framework, you're no longer repressing a side of yourself. You're saying, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm going to work towards what I actually want. And when you come from this angle, your body starts to work with you, and it's less of a fight. Granted, you still have to use some willpower to go out and take action and actually, commit to what you just said to yourself. But that gives you so much leverage and it stops that internal battle from happening. And that can also look like, if you're stressed out over work and you're finding escape from that, you can say, okay, I feel stressed out right now. What does my body genuinely want? What is the good in all of this that it's searching for? Well, I want to be in a better mood. I don't want to feel stressed out. I want to do good work with everything that I'm doing in my job or whatever it looks like for you. And because of that, I'm just going to go take a 5-minute walk, clear my head a little bit, calm myself down, give myself the rest that I need and give myself that escape, and then go back to work and get the things done that is necessary. And if you kind of take this angle, you're no longer repressing and you have so much more leverage over your recovery. Now, once you get this first step down, once you start to go clean for a period of time, and you're starting to work through that and you're having some success, now you have to harness the power of your sexual energy and use that primitive motivation that is inside of you and unlock that. Because if you're to sit back and have the same old life that you've been having and not use this energy for something greater, then you're doing yourself a disservice because you're basically repressing a side of yourself, going to war for no reason. You're becoming a monk. You're just sitting in the pain of having the current state and you're getting nothing done. You're not solving your problem. You need to use this sexual energy. And once you have it built up, once you have it stored up, you can actually live a different life. So to kind of iterate this point a little bit, there are two functions of your sexual energy. So the first is obvious, that's to have sex, spread your seed, start a family, courtship, dating, relational life, all those things. That's the obvious one. The second function is no longer talked about in our society today. It has been neglected, but it is there. The second function of your sexual energy is to acquire status. So back in the day, when there wasn't porn, when there wasn't, this huge thing on masturbation and sex workers and all of this, our grandparents and everyone before that, when they didn't have access to those things, if they couldn't get the woman that they wanted, they're not going to go sit in their room and jerk off all day and watch porn. No, they're going to actually level up their life, use that energy, not waste it, and acquire status. So maybe he really works on his career and levels up that spot and he feels more confident within himself. The career is not what makes him successful with women. the values that he has, the ambition that he has, the drive he has, that's what is attractive. And that's why he feels confident in himself to be able to actually go out and get the woman after the fact. So maybe that he goes to, work out a little bit more, develop his body, become more attractive. And that's another way for him to actually put himself out there and have the confidence in his dating life to go and do that. So once you start to harness the power of your sexual energy, you can really start working on the pain agents that are going on in your life. And if you're feeling inadequate and you're not getting the results you want in your dating life, that is so necessary, because once you go clean for a period of time and you're starting to have a little bit of separation and you start to use your sexual energy to level up your life, then you're going to have more confidence within yourself because you're doing the things that you want to be doing. You feel good as a man because not only are you not wasting that energy and feeling shameful and guilty and acting out in a bad way, but you're actually developing your life and feeling better about that. And once you can start to do that, you have a new standard set for yourself. You take pride in things that you're doing, and life is pleasurable. You don't want to go back to your old habits. You don't want to go and act out anymore because you're chasing something greater than yourself, and that gives you pleasure. That gives you drive. That gives you ambition. And once people get to this point, I see it all the time inside of the coaching program. Once people get to this point, recovery becomes so simple. Recovery becomes so easy and effortless. It all requires you to do those two things. Don't fight against yourself. Don't try to repress the side of yourself, and get clean, and then be able to use that energy for a greater good. And once you can do that, then you can get after what your body actually wants, which is that real, genuine intimacy. And it's crazy because once you start to go clean, and once you start to, not have all these sexual vices and feel confident in yourself and the things that you're doing, your body's actually going to put you in positions to get that real intimacy because it thinks it's worthy. That inadequacy is not there. You feel confident and capable of doing so because you're a part of the select group of men that aren't actually doing all these things. You are no longer that modern man that has all those modern man problems. You are separating yourself from the crowd, and you take pride in that. And dating becomes so effortless and easy because you as an individual are secure in yourself, and you're actually better than most people. So I know this can be hard to imagine, especially if you're in the state right now where you're currently acting out and stuck in that addictive cycle and it's a battle to fight. But if you do these things that I'm saying, you will get to this point where it becomes effortless and easy. But, when I say all this, it can be really hard to envision because I understand you're thinking about everything from what you commonly know and do. Right, but you have to really look at what the modern man does. Do you really want to be like that modern man? The modern man can't even look an attractive woman in the eyes. They see a girl looking at them, they go, ooh. The modern man doing all these things is leading them to have zero success inside of their dating life because of that shame and guilt. And once you separate yourself, once it's no longer forced or natural to be able to commit to recovery and stay clean, harness the power of your sexual energy, use that primitive motivation that is inside you, you can actually get what you want out of life and unlock that new part of you that your body wants to go after, which is biologically designed to do so, which is get that pure, genuine intimacy that you deep down want, because you get out of your own damn head. No more scripted lines to be able to go and approach a woman. No more, approach anxiety or anxiety in social interactions or in anxiety around women. You are no longer scared of women. And you start to feel worthy and capable because your body is no longer working against you, but it wants to help you because it is worthy. And you start to take action about what you genuinely want in this world because you actually fucking deserve it now. And I don't mean to curse, that's something I'm trying to stop, but this genuinely gets me fired up because I see so many guys who want real, genuine intimacy in relationships, but they don't feel like they're capable. They feel inadequate and insecure about their current situation, so they want to go out and pay for it. They want to have all these sexual vices with porn and masturbation. Now, I've been there, man. I understand the struggle in all this, but if you commit to doing the things that I'm saying, you're actually going to get results, and you're going to drive the needle forward to get to the point where you can get that intimacy. So I want you to actually do these things. Dive into some more of these videos. And if you want a step-by-step guided process to get to the point where you can go from being stuck in this addictive cycle to having the confidence in leveling up your dating life and getting real, genuine intimacy, I want you to go to the link in the comments and book a one-to-one with me and see if you're a good fit for what I'm doing inside of the Recovery Blueprint program, where we can work one-to-one to ensure that you actually get the results that you want in life, because I've helped dozens of men do the exact same thing. So with that said, stay strong, stay safe, and I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.